Hi again. Dr. Laura Robin here with Kristen Marine, health coach extraordinaire. And we are here to say hi once again and wanted to just talk about the difference between conventional medicine and root cause medicine and why it is that we are just so passionate about getting the word out there and helping to educate and empower as many people as possible to take control of their own health. Because you know what? Because we can. And a lot of people ask me, they say, Laura, what is the difference between what my doctor does, my conventional doctor, and what root cause medicine or functional medicine? Why do I need to take a deeper dive? Why does that matter? And the other thing is that a lot of people are really frustrated about their health and how their health is really not in the place they want it to be. Their gut, their brain, their fatigue, their all kinds of stuff, or chronic illness, and wondering why it is that the pills that their doctors are giving them or the prescriptions for other things that their doctors are giving them are just not really doing the trick or causing more side effects. And what is there anything that one can do to get their health back? And so that's why Kristen and I are here. We're here right now. We want to get into it because we want to help you understand what looking outside the box, box of conventional medicine really looks like.
Yeah, I think that's so well put. I hear so many of my clients tell me that they went to the doctor again and they got diagnosed with something yet again and they need to take another prescription. And a lot of times, they come to me because they don't want to take prescriptions anymore. So I would love maybe if you could just talk a little bit about what is conventional medicine good for and when to seek that out and versus when it might not be appropriate.
Yeah. So, conventional medicine, I grew up in the conventional medicine world. I'm a DO. I have been a family practice doctor for 35 years, more than 35 years now. And I have a great respect for certain aspects of the conventional medical system. The system is really good for crisis care. If you have a car accident or you have a hot appendix or your heart stops beating, there is no better place to be than at the door of an emergency room, right? It's like crisis care is what conventional medicine does really well. Getting people from the brink of death, keeping people alive, and these are things that I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Another thing that conventional medicine can do really well is other kinds of acute care, things like my blood sugar is out of control, or I have pneumonia, or something along those lines. Western medicine, conventional medicine has become awesome at being able to figure out what's going on and in an acute care setting and treat it. But things that are more chronic in nature, like I have pain, I have an autoimmune issue, my gut is all messed up, or I'm not sleeping at night anymore. What's up with that? Those are the kinds of things that a lot of people come to me and they say, Laura, I am so frustrated because I go into my doctor either doesn't have time to listen, or they tell me that it's either all in my head, or you know it'll go away, or I get a pill, I get another pill, and then I'm dependent again on this pill, and that's not a fix, right? It's a quick fix, it's a band-aid, but it's not fixing the issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's take your sleep issue there, right? So, a lot of times we can go to a conventional doctor and talk to them about the fact that we're not sleeping. And
Mhm.
there are plenty of medications now that we can get that help us sleep, but maybe it's not giving us the kind of sleep that our bodies really need. So let's just hold on to that, let's hold on to that sleep analogy there and we're going to come back to that. So, basically what I heard you say was conventional medicine is great for crisis care and for acute situations, maybe if you're ill with pneumonia or, some kind of other, I know even with the flu, right? We can get medication if we have the flu that makes our symptoms a little less, a little bit more tolerable and last a little bit less. So things like that. But it doesn't help us deal with the chronic health conditions that a lot of us face today. Maybe we could talk a little bit about how do people actually, well, do we actually have control over our health? And what are some factors that, we can do on our own to have better control of our health and to feel healthier on a regular basis?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I consider myself the Pied Piper of empowerment, because the truth is that each of us can be so much more empowered to take control of the quality of our own health. Most of us have absolutely no idea. We think that if the food is on the shelf of the grocery store, then it should have been approved for me to take into my body. And if there's dye in my food or preservatives or additives or whatever, it's just like it should be okay for me. And if my insurance company pays for my doctor to give me this medication, then this medication should be the best thing that there is for me for my particular situation. And the truth is that it's time for us to now take a really good look at what's going on in our conventional medical system. As I said before, there's a lot of really good stuff going on. But the other things that are going on is that our doctors and our medical system are being controlled by forces that they really cannot control. Things like what insurances are willing to pay for, or what pharmaceutical companies are willing to put out there, or what educational institutions are willing to teach, because a lot of those things actually are controlled by finances and by the corporate systems, and these things that we don't have a lot of control over. Our doctors don't have a lot of control over them either. So what we're finding that what our doctors are able to help us with is part of the picture. But there are so many other things that are evidence-based, that are proven, that have thousands of years of history, some of them, that can really help us, that we know for a fact. And that is what root cause medicine is. That's what functional medicine is. And my mission, and I think your mission too, Kristen, I won't speak for you, but we work together, so we know this. But anyway, our mission is to get the word out there, is to really help people to understand that there is more out than what is in the conventional medical box. And not only is there more, but it is, our bodies are craving it. Our bodies need it. Our bodies only can get so far using conventional medicine. And between conventional medicine and conventional foods and conventional lifestyle, what's happening to us is that we're crumbling, we're falling apart, we're deteriorating, we're inflamed, we're autoimmune, we're suffering, we're exhausted, our gut isn't working, we're not sleeping, all of this kind of stuff. And if we actually knew how to take a look at that for ourselves, not relying on our doctor to fix us long term, but to actually take responsibility for ourselves, there is so much that we can learn, that we can do, that we can test for, that we can understand about our bodies on a deeper level. Root cause medicine gets to that, the roots of why things are going wrong in our bodies, why things are not optimal or optimized in our bodies. And very often that goes down to what's happening at the cellular level and the molecular level and the gut wall level and the blood-brain barrier level and all of these kinds of things. We if we really take that deep dive and we dig down, we can really identify a lot of things that could be at the roots of why we're not feeling well. And once we address them, and I've worked with, thousands of people, seeing this firsthand, is that if we can get to the roots of what is going on the cellular level, molecular level, and what is really going on in those systems in our bodies, then we can actually slow, stop, or reverse a lot of what's going on with our health.
Yeah. So one of the ways people have control over their health is how they choose to partner with their healthcare providers.
Mm.
Right? So looking for those healthcare providers that are going to, I always say, look under the hood, right? If your check engine light came on, you're going to look under your hood, or your mechanic would. So we want to partner with doctors that understand what kind of tests to run, right? Because that's one of the ways you, as healthcare practitioners, can get to the root cause is through certain types of testing, right? We can do hormone testing and lipid panel testing and all sorts of testing to understand what processes aren't going right in our body. And then we can start to address those causes at the start versus just treating them and band-aiding them so that we feel better, but doesn't actually, address that what is actually happening in our body. So if we go back to that sleep analogy, right? So
Right.
in root cause practice, what would a root cause practitioner maybe look at? Would it be hormones that they're looking at as one avenue for what might be dysfunctional and causing a lack of sleep? So maybe you could give us that analogy. So in the first one, in conventional medicine, you go and you talk to your doctor and you tell them you have sleep issues, and they don't have a lot of time to listen to all of what's going on in your life to help you understand where the dysfunction might be. So they just might prescribe something to you to help you sleep. But in a root cause practice, what would the practitioner do?
Yeah, so you're right. In the conventional practice, the first thing, because I was in conventional practice early on, the first thing we would do is give a pill to help sleep. And nowadays, they're a little more savvy. So they may look for sleep apnea. They may give a little handout on sleep hygiene, because we know a lot more about making the room dark and not being on computers right before bed and this kind of thing. So they may do that and they may not do that. From a root cause perspective, all of those things are really necessary, but very often they're not enough. And from a root cause perspective, we want to know really what's going on in the systems of the body that are causing enough of a disruption that our bodies can't settle down to go to sleep. So we want to look at the balance between the balance in our autonomic or automatic nervous system, the balance between our sympathetic fight or flight system and our rest and digest or relax system. We want to look at what our hormones are doing and how our hormones can play a role. Thyroid plays a huge role in quality of sleep, as does melatonin, as do our sex hormones. And also a big, huge one is cortisol. And cortisol is the hormone that helps our bodies deal with the everyday stressors that come up in our lives. And for many of us living in this 24/7 world, the stressors are there all the time. We're working, we're raising families, we're taking care of homes, we're we're driving cars, we are in a 24-hour news cycle, we have our social media going constantly, all kinds of things. What is each of our bodies' relationships to stress? And what does stress do to our individual body? That's a huge thing. So cortisol is another hormone, plays a huge role. Other things, simple things like eating certain foods within a couple of hours of bedtime. Some people can do it. Some people can't. Some people genetically can have coffee at 10 o'clock at night and still go to bed. Other people genetically have coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning and will not be able to sleep. And it just depends how quickly our particular body is able to process and get rid of that caffeine. Sugar's another example. But then there are foods that we could be sensitive to that we had no idea. I mean, I have a really silly thing. If I eat soy, believe it or not, within 2 or 3 hours of going to sleep, I can't go to sleep. It, I don't eat a lot of soy anyway, but I know that is a trigger for me. And anyway, everybody's got their own little formulas, and being able to systematically look at our own bodies to see what's going on. So from a functional medicine or root cause medicine perspective, we are able to help you to test for certain hormones or certain activities in your body that can give you a ton of information about what might be getting in the way of your sleep. We can measure cortisol levels over the entire day. We can measure melatonin levels. We can measure other hormone levels. We can measure other effects of stress. We can measure other markers, sensitivities to foods, and all kinds of things. Levels of inflammation, lots of different things that in the long term can work to get in the way of our sleep. Nutrient levels, certain nutrient levels, all of these kinds of things. So this is just one example of, not sleeping is a huge deal for a lot of people. We need our sleep. We die without sleep, and we know that when we're only have some sleep but not enough sleep, it affects everything. It affects our mood. It affects our weight. It affects our brain power, all kinds of stuff. So just even this one little thing, sleep, getting to the bottom of sleep, I hope that gives you kind of an idea of kind of what conventional medicine can do, where conventional medicine kind of ends, and where root cause medicine takes over and begins, and can really help to resolve, slow, stop, reverse, right, the health issue, and then once it's gone, we don't need the pill, right?
Yes.
Or the
Yes.
mood pills, or the weight pills, or the all of the things, or the heart pills, all the things that can go along with not having enough sleep, right?
Right, right. Which puts you, the owner of your body back in control of everything, right?
Right.
So if somebody's struggling with chronic issues, like you mentioned, so in this example, chronic sleep issues, brain fog, struggles with body weight, inflammation, like chronic inflammation, right? If you're dealing with something and even being on medication, or you don't want to be on the medication and you're not getting the results that you're hoping for, maybe it's time to reach out to a practitioner that does root cause medicine, so you can get that look, that deep dive underneath the hood to find out where your imbalances might lie, and are there things you have control over to bring them back into balance. And working with a root cause practitioner is one of the ways that you can get that information. And I often hear a lot of people will tell me, well, root cause medicine doesn't take insurance and it's expensive. But here's the thing, I think when you choose to make the investment in your health, you will save money in the long run, because it costs a lot more money to stay and be sick than it costs to recover your health. And one of the things I like to ask people is, like, if you were to reclaim your health, if you were to sleep better, right, would you be more tolerant with your children or your partner? Would you be able to get more work done during the day so that you didn't have to bring it home with you at night, which would give you a quality of work-life balance? Like, so to think about the what is your health costing you? And I understand we all pay into insurance and then we have our co-pays, but what is your health truly costing you in the quality of the life and that you're living and the things that you want to have in your life? And then is you know, how does that play out over the course of your life versus taking time and saying, you know, my health is important to me and it is worth the investment of not only money, but also your time, right? Because root cause medicine takes a little bit more time than conventional medicine to go through the testing and doing some of these diagnostics and then making the lifestyle changes that would be recommended.
Right.
So investing not only your time and energy, but also your money will pay dividends in the future when you've reclaimed your health and you don't have to be dependent on a sick care system versus a healthcare system.
Right. And I always tell people it is really important to have health insurance, because health insurance is that insurance in case you find yourself in a health crisis, in an emergency room, in a CCU or ICU or something like that. Really, really important. And insurance is meant for crisis. And you know, that saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's like, you know, 30 years ago, I still lived a pretty conventional lifestyle, and I found myself basically falling apart. And I was fortunate enough to discover integrative medicine and nutritional medicine and functional medicine and all these kinds of things. And as I started working with myself on issues like sleep and hormone imbalances and autonomic nervous system imbalances and weight imbalances and these kinds of things, I realized that it is only by looking that we find, right? It's only by making those evaluations that we are able to actually find what's going on. Once we find what's going on, we're able to correct it. And once we correct it, it gives us a whole new lease on life. All of a sudden, I have energy. All of a sudden, I'm sleeping through the night. All of a sudden, I have hope for my day. All of a sudden, I wake up with enthusiasm and energy and excitement for what's coming, and I can plan and I can be there for people, and I can make some positive, you know, change in the world, because I took that time and that energy to figure out how it is that I can work with my body to optimize its function. And it goes on every day, you know. But it's fun for me now. It's fun, and I love doing little experiments, and I love learning new things, and that's just the way I am. Not everybody's like that, and for those people, we try and kind of move you through your assessments as quickly as possible. But anyway, you were talking, Kristen, about, you know, that's what we do. And you are a certified health coach, functional medicine health coach, and you've gone through a number of coaching programs. And I am here. I'm a retired physician who's retired from clinical practice, and I retired so that I could become a mentor for folks who are in the weeds with their health and trying to figure it out for themselves, and to help as an advocate for people who are trying to negotiate looking for root cause of their health issues so that they can get a handle on them. And I, you know, again, we're all in favor of folks using their conventional medical systems for what they're great at. And then we're here for the deep dive, right? We're here to really help empower and help people regain that vitality. And, you know, all those buzzwords, right? We talk about health span and lifespan. You know, health span is how long we live. Lifespan is how healthfully, our quality of life in those years. I don't want to live to 120 if I'm going to be spending my last 20 years, you know, in a bed being taken care of. I wouldn't consider that to be much quality of life. But boy, I would love to live a nice long life with my last 20 years vibrant and active and fun, with my brain still working, right? So that's what lifestyle medicine's all about. And root cause medicine, call it what you want, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes. So we're here to help people put more life back into their years,
There you
right?
go. That's
Yeah.
a great way of saying it. So what can people do?
Yeah. So I would encourage if people are interested to learn more or are wanting to do that deep dive. I know that on your website, and maybe you could share that with us, you offer various types of diagnostic testing that people have available to them. Because, right, we're a firm believer that it's your body, it's your blood, it's your samples. So you should be in control of your own biological data. So you are making accessible to people various types of lab testing. Maybe you could share how they can get a hold of that.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it. It's so our website is rosahealth.com. It's ROSA health.com. And you can go on there, and the whole purpose of our website and our programming is to help to empower you, the individual, to take control over your health and the future of your health. So I have made labs available that you can just go ahead, you can order labs for yourself that are deep dive root cause functional medicine labs that can really help you to get to the bottom of some of your health issues. And Kristen and I each on the website give you an opportunity to come on board and work with us individually, either in health coaching or health mentoring or doing both. We have a total health reset program, which is our signature program that's already helped more than 600 people to get their health back. And it's a 9 to 12 week online, at your own pace, supported program that is we support with one-on-one coaching and also group community engagement if you're interested in that. And it's a really beautiful way to take a deep dive into resetting all of those really important systems in your body at the cellular and molecular levels. Like I talk about it as getting the backhoe in there and cleaning things out so that your body then has what it needs to heal itself, because the body has the innate ability to heal most of what's going on in there. And it's just amazing what can happen when we give our bodies the opportunity and we stop pummeling them with garbage. So it's really, anyway. So check out our website, rosahealth.com. Check out our offerings. We always have really cool stuff going on, and we hope to meet you. We also right now have Tuesday Zoom meetings at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. And those are an opportunity just to come on to the Zoom, meet and greet, ask questions. We always get into really fun, lively discussions about various things, and you can come in and you can ask your questions. It's a great way to just kind of for us to get to know each other a little bit better, and for you to get some information that you've been wanting to ask somebody with a medical education, right? So yeah, just check us out at rosahealth.com, and so that link should be down there. Like us, subscribe to us, whatever it is that you need to do so you can keep these videos coming.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for all the wonderful information you share with us today. And I hope that people come and visit us over at Rosa Health, and so that we can help get them the information and the help that they need so that they can start their root cause journey.
Right. All right. Thanks, Kristen. It was really fun chatting.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.